The Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, the 10th chapter.
Glory to you, O Lord.
During his visit to the home of Mary and Martha, Jesus reminds Martha that her concern for her many tasks distracts from the one thing that precedes all else, abiding in the presence of God. A reading from Luke. Now, as Jesus and his disciples went on their way, he entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks. So she came to him and asked, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You all may be seated. Author, I only have the outline. This is as far I get. You know, unless you study foreign language, sometimes your brain, that making the sentence is harder, and you got like chop kind of things you can come up with. And that's where I'm at with my notes. So it's outline, but I think hope you can follow this okay, author. If not, pray for God's Spirit to guide you. So today's gospel reading is Martha and Mary. I'm sure you can recall some Marthas and Marys in your life you met. You know, those people who going over here and there, and organizing everything, and who doesn't do anything kind of thing. Or maybe somebody named Martha or Mary in your life. This is quite a familiar, lovely story, and familiar story of many of us. So Jesus and disciples on the road to Jerusalem, they stopped by this one village. And Martha and the family was hosting this dinner. I bet it was quite an honor to host the Jesus and disciples, and I bet it must be a lot of food to prepare for the crowd coming. In addition, you remember some of the disciples are fishermen? Those hard labor on the ship people? I bet they ate a lot. So you could easily imagine the Martha who hosting this meal felt a little overwhelmed by doing this. So Martha complained, and Jesus tells her that, Martha, you are worrying too many things. Mary chose the right one. Don't take it away from her. You know what the message of this story is about? In a nutshell, it's about don't be like Martha, but be like Mary. I don't know you've heard that before. I heard before. And really, I believe that was the message. That be like Mary. Take time for reading the Bible, pray, and do devotion and sit at the foot of Jesus. I really thought that was the message it's about until one morning. Something is happening. So I probably told you by now that I have 2 cats right now. 2 cats. So the Kathy DeLoach brought a cat who was visiting her and waking her up in 4:30 in the morning. Said that I can't have this cat. So she brought to me. So I have almost 3-year-old unfriendly vicious cat, which Bettina can tell you about. And then I have 4-month-old kitten in our parsonage right now. Having 2 cats, I didn't realize how busy it can get. Nowadays, I have a morning chores to do. I get up in the morning, I start my coffee maker, then I go to feed the 1 cat, clean the litter, and the fresh water to get. And I got need to do both of them in the morning, since my husband takes the middle of night shift for me. I don't know, your cat wakes you up in the middle of the night? No.
Early.
Oh, it's not bad. My 3-year-old cat, I think she's a night owl. Or the early riser, I don't know. What time she wakes up this time?
3:30.
3:30. She's like 3:30, 4, something like. And she used to come to me and realized I don't move as fast as the other guy. So she shifted to her. So she takes the middle of the night shift for my cat. So I do the morning chore. I do the food, litter, and water in the morning. So this one morning, I got up, I started my coffee maker, then I took care of the 1 cat and moved to the other cat. Then I came back to the kitchen, poured the coffee, and grabbed my devotion book, sat down to start my morning devotion. I made her the 1 sip of coffee, and I heard this meow, meow from the other room. This 4-month-old kitten was calling me again, and I said, like, okay, what's the matter, kitten? So I went in to check on this 4-month-old. This kitten, it's a people cat. If we have chance to go around the parsonage, she will be there on the windows and will greet you. This is a people cat. And she likes to be petted before she eats the food. So I went there, pet the kitty, this 4-month-old, the tiny one, here, cat. And she went, nibble some food, came back again, pet a little more, go back, nibble some food. That's what she likes to do. So I was doing that, and I heard this sound of something stop. And my other cat, she knocked down her food container and spilled the cat food all over the floor. I left the 4-month kitten in the another space. I went back to check the other cat. My 3-year-old cat sat there watching me pick up all the cat food from the floor to put back into her dish. That she likes to do. She wanted my attention. And while I'm doing that, I heard the kitten was calling me again. So I was imagining this morning My coffee and devotion was sitting there. I was back and forth, back and forth. One cat to the other cat. I had no focus. No focus to do my devotion that morning. And tell you, I was tired, no energy. I was so distracted. And I thought of Martha in the story. You know the lady Jesus said she was distracting too many things? I thought of her. And I felt compassion for Martha. Because it's so easy to be distracted in many things. So in the story, when Martha was distracted so many things and asking Jesus to tell my sister to help me, did you notice the first thing what Jesus did? She called her by her name, calling her Martha, Martha. There are some other show I heard that remind you of some other people too. But, calling by name. I often read this as Jesus reprimanding Martha. Like mother calls her child with her first, middle, and last name. And when you are called by all your full name, you are in trouble. That kind of thing. It's only applied to you. It didn't apply to me. I learned it. If somebody calls your full name, it means something. But I began to ponder. Maybe this is when Jesus calling Martha is more like the voice of compassion, the voice of prayer to calm her overwhelmed heart to notice God's love around her. The word of Jesus saying, I care you. Because Martha said, don't you care? And I think that Jesus' reply is, I do care. Let's face it. With the reality of life. Life can get busy without our intention. There's a times we have to drive to the emergency room. We have to run to the grocery store. And there's time we have to hold our baby in our arms. It happens. Busyness, the distraction happens in our lives. And I wonder, this story is a reminder that in our stressing moment, Jesus calls our names and opens our eyes and ears to the presence of divine in our midst. I'll give you an example how Jesus calls our name. So the morning, I was super distracted with two cats and back and forth. The story I told you. That day, I finally sat on the couch with my book in my hand, and I dozed off. I had no idea, I just dozed off. And I woke up. I saw this 4 months kitten, sometimes I call the drama queen, was taking a cat nap on my side. And I looked up, I noticed the poinsettia from the Christmas is on the table, was growing with new leaves coming up. And all of a sudden, I realized the beauty of God, creation, is all around me. And I tell you this, that was a game changer to me. Friends, our hearts can be caught up with many things like kids, spouse, dogs, health concerns, school, soccer, anything. Anything can come up and we can be caught up with all those things. And the good news is that in the midst of those times, God calls us by name. Jesus called us by name to show the beauty, the love, and the grace of God is in presence, just so closer to us. And that's who our God is. When we think, you don't care about me, don't you? And God replies by calling our names, saying, I care. I see you, I hear you, and I love you.